Okay, welcome everyone. I'm doing something a little different this time. I recently purchased Resident Evil 2 Remake, and I was really having a blast with it. I've played this game, the original, back in 1998, and loved it. Wasn't sure I was going to like this or not. I just was in the store, saw it for $20, and picked it up on an impulse. I know, I like Resident Evil 4, of course, so why not, right? And being that Resident Evil 2 was one of the others that I really liked from this series, I'm going to go ahead and admit that I don't have a lot of pedigree with Resident Evil historically. I've played the first one, the second one, and parts of the third and parts of Code Veronica, but I never finished those. And then Resident Evil 4 years later. With Resident Evil 2, I liked it enough to go back and do the multiple scenarios on the PlayStation. But for some reason, I just never really got into Nemesis. I did try it. I don't know why I didn't play it. I don't think I ever owned it either. At any rate, I didn't play any Resident Evil after 4. I think I played a demo of 5 and wasn't particularly impressed, so I just didn't carry on. Though recently I've been seeing information about, Resident Evil 7 and 8 that looks pretty good, and after playing this, I'm kind of interested again. Little depressing about the, it's a little depressing that they did such a wonderful job with this game, but my understanding is that Nemesis did not get the same treatment, but I have yet to check that out. I've been entranced with this game. Beaten it multiple times now, going for some of the trophies. So right now, speaking of, right now I'm going to try to get the less than 14,000 steps, no recovery items, and no item box achievements all in one go. So we're going to use assisted mode for that. If it weren't for the no recovery items, we could probably do it in another mode, easy enough, but it just makes it tedious to have to restart over and over, so we might as well just run it in assisted. And I thought I'd just provide some commentary on this. It's a pretty simple run. There's not a lot to it. Anyone can do this. And there's not a lot of restrictions. We're not trying for S+ or anything here, so we don't have to worry about our saves and things like that. But I don't even know that I saved in this run at all. So the first part's pretty straightforward. Evade these zombies. You don't need to defeat any of these guys. You don't even need to defeat the guy in the gas station, but it's not a big deal. There's plenty of ammunition, even with the lack of an item box here, for the most part, to take out anything you need. I just run to the left of these guys, then boom, straight into the gate. Okay, nothing out here we really need, so we're going to go straight into the Raccoon City Police Department.
Anybody here?
And we are, like I say, going for the under 14,000 footsteps, so we're for the most part going to go straight to our targets. If I can remember them. I do make a few mistakes here and there while playing. But that's to be expected. I'm not following a guide or anything, just going from memory here. I chose Claire to do this because she has the grenade launcher. I do like the shotgun, but
Focus.
I think the grenade launcher makes it easier overall. So get some ammo out of the press room. Get rid of the gasoline key. Okay, we've got to move this file cabinet, locker, whatever it is. I guess being on assisted, or at least standard, also helps with the no item box. Because those hip pouches, I'm not sure if they're in different places on hardcore, or if they just don't exist in certain spots on hardcore, like a lower overall inventory maximum. So this guy, I made a mistake here. I shouldn't have been on the left side of the door. I was just messing around. I should have been on the right side, and I could have gotten out of here without even taking damage. But 5 minutes in, and already I've made a mistake. But it's okay. This is a really forgiving run. We're just going for those 3 achievements. So here, I think you can make it past them, but I just opted to stun them. In this case, they both fell with one shot. It is assisted.
So nobody knows what caused this?
Okay, we've got our knife, which means we can go over here to the, what is it, the west side of the building? Either way, this little reception area. First, we're going to grab this ammunition, just in case. So cut this open. Okay, working on our steps here. The game doesn't tell you how many steps you make. So I don't really know if I beat this with 8,000 steps or 10,000 steps or 13,999 steps. I don't know. So I have no idea how good I really did on this, but it's done. Don't need the radio. We can avoid this guy. He'll stay up there forever as long as you don't run into him. At least I think. It's nice if you have boards to just get this window, but really it's not important. Get the handgun ammo over here in the corner. There's, let's see, you can get the map if you want it. Always helpful, just in case. Come up here. Jump on over. Behind us should be some ammo as well. Yes. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get that so we don't ever have to come down this corridor anymore, at least to this very end. Some of these guys we are going to take out. It just depends on where we are. If it's a critical hit, if it's a place we're going to come back to a lot or frequently, I'm going to try to get rid of at least the immediate threats. This office has several guys in it, but if you can get everything you need out of it, it's not really all that important. This combination, jeez, I don't know, I think it's 9. I messed this up a couple of times. I was trying to go from memory here. I've got most of these combinations memorized, but not all of them. Maybe 15? Or is that the other one? 9, 15, 6? Or is it 9? Yeah, 9, 15, 7. Okay, very close. So that one's left 9, right 15, left 7. Okay, we get our hip pouch. Second hip pouch, really critical for this whole thing. At least not critical as much as it is to make it a lot easier. So let's open our desk. This is the first initial of all of his comrades, so NED on the first one. And I like to remember it as Mr. G on this one, MRG. Those are the first names once again. You can find all the name tags in here. One of the name tags is on the ground. So if you're looking for the actual solution, that's how you find it. Got our speed loader for the weapon. There's some ammo in this locker, as well as I think gunpowder on the desk. Yeah, gunpowder. Okay, very useful. Let's head out of here. I don't think we need the locker room right now. There's ammo if you need it at this point in there, but I do not, so we're going to move on. We're going to get this board. I like to go ahead and board up this window. There's no reason not to. The boards are right here, and it just saves us that much more effort. That's one of the few places I always board up. Okay, in here there's 2 lockers with items in it. Gunpowder and handgun ammunition. So there's plenty of handgun ammunition, especially for assisted mode. You shouldn't be wanting for any kind of ammunition for this. This is a really simple thing, but just kind of wanted to give it some commentary here, so there's some thought behind the process. And I wanted to talk about Resident Evil 2. The game is really, really fantastic. I haven't played a game like this in a long time that I really enjoyed so much. I think they did an amazing job redoing this. So that guy's always going to be up there, coming from the 3rd floor. You don't need to go in here right now, but I'd go ahead and get it. CAP, cap. Get some flame rounds. There's also other flame rounds in here, right over here. And a portable safe as well. It's over here in the corner, which I did a terrible job opening these later, like the worst job I've ever done so far. think there's an herb back here, but we're not using healing items, right? So he's back. Okay, up we go. Now we're headed toward the Star's office. What's this code again? DCM. I like to remember it as Digital Millennium Copyright Act, but it's backwards, obviously, not DMC, but DCM. I don't know. That's just how I remember it. Digital Millennium Copyright Act, but swap the last two. Anyway, moving on. Spade key, we've got that. We don't need that submachine gun ammo that was in the locker, by the way. We'll just get it later when we come by here. So here's the liquor. We don't have to worry about him. He's just foreboding. We're going to come in here. I think there's a flash. Nope, that's gunpowder. We don't need the boards. There's another hit pouch here, I think. Yeah, it really just... Oh, for some reason I thought we already had one, so that's the second hit pouch.
Clear.
Marvin's going to talk to us. We can't really do anything, but we can go ahead and walk on our way. I've learned a couple things since I played this too.
All right, I'm on my way.
About the library. So you want to clear these guys out because you have to come back here later and do a specific task, which is going to be to create that walkway above. So these guys, just go ahead and get rid of them. It's just not worth it to have them chasing you.
Son of a bitch.
Even unassisted, they can be kind of bullet spongy at times.
Bitch. You bastard.
So this guy, I did learn that this fellow will never get up if you don't use the ladder.
Shit.
So obviously attacking him caused him to get up. I encouraged him to go. So I go ahead and move this bookshelf over there. And I go ahead and move this bookshelf over here. So that means when I can use the tool later, I just need to do 1 or 2 motions. I found out later it's only 1 motion. I didn't realize you could move the bookshelf farthest and it would move other bookshelves in the way. I thought you had to move them one by one. Either way, I like to get that going in advance. Let's grab the book so we can get our weapon later. I'm going to use our spade key. I also made another mistake here. Not a big deal. I should have grabbed the medallion while I was up here. I did not, but it's not a big deal either. So Marvin's going to tell us that, hey, Leon's over there at the 2nd floor on the east side. What you should do right here is go use this spade key to unlock the west office. That way when you use the spade key up here, you can discard it. Instead, I made the mistake of not opening that door, which I do need. Well, you don't need it open, but it's really helpful to get rid of that spade key. Now this one, I want to say it's like left 6, right 2. Yeah, left 6, right 2, left 11 maybe? Yes, okay. And that gives us an upgrade for one of the firearms that we get later down in the parking lot. Makes the clip much larger, which helps with our inventory management issue. So here we go. If you had used the spade key downstairs like I suggested but didn't do, you would be able to get rid of that spade key, which is what I was checking in my inventory, but obviously I failed. So we get the weapons key card. Now we've got a problem because we can't get all the items we need, I don't think, or very close. See, we can combine that on the fly, but I think I'm gonna have to drop something or combine. I can't quite remember. I spent so much time on the my first run of this game just soaking it all in. I mean, I loved every second of it, honestly. And while it wasn't 100% perfect, you know, remake of this game, it's an excellent attempt. I've got to give them credit. This is incredible. I think it's a more faithful interpretation than what we got with Final Fantasy VII Remake, but that's neither here nor there. And you know, we can talk about canon and all this stuff, but you know, it is what it is. I'm just trying to look at it as a fun game. a Resident Evil game.
Hey, Marvin.
So we get our cutting tools here. We can walk around and pick these items up while Marvin, or we're trying to talk to Marvin, but we can't do anything else.
Marvin?
So
Marvin, are
just
you
get the
there?
items and kind of prepare yourself to be over here.
God, you gotta be kidding me.
We're going to use these bolt cutters. Get back inside this east hallway, and then use the bolt cutters to jump into here. There's a couple items we want here, and my inventory is a little tight. I think I had to make decisions. So I should have done things in a different order too. You'll see why in a second, but I realized it as soon as I picked it up that I made a mistake. But it's not a big deal. And you know, you can make errors in this, especially unassisted, and it's not a big deal. So I'm getting rid of this because I know I've got to pick something up. But see, I should have picked up that circuit right there and gone ahead and put it into the circuit box in the hallway. Then I would still have a free item slot here. That's what I'm trying to do, because I know I need to pick up 2 items, but it really didn't occur to me, I don't know why, that I should have done it backwards. Right then I was like, oh man, what, for real? So anyway, it happens. So I have to choose to get rid of something. I think we're going to get rid of the handgun ammo, or the gunpowder, probably. I don't know, they're about worth it the same, honestly, since one big gunpowder will make about 50 bullets with a small one. So, but the gunpowder, I guess, technically is more versatile. You could make it into grenade rounds or something. So sorry about the little visual quality issues here. This is streaming, or it was streaming from a PlayStation 4. So there's some issues here and there with the quality, but overall, I'm really impressed with how well it comes over. If I had known it was this easy, I would have been recording a lot of material. So we're going to use that final use of the spade key. That's what we should have done earlier to get rid of that item. We wouldn't have had to toss our handgun ammo. Not a big deal though. Just keep rolling. So we've got what we need out of here. We're just going to run through. There's some zombies in here that I haven't defeated. We're just going to ignore those guys. So keep moving. Come over here. We're going to get our submachine gun, I think. Oh, it's the grenade launcher. I'm sorry. Submachine gun is the STARS badge. Okay. It's one of our best friends later on. Super effective in getting through some areas quickly or easily. You can shoot this guy through those bars, but you might hit the metal sometimes as well, so it's just best to wait and then take him out. He'll be trouble later, so like I say, in this hallway, if they get up, just go ahead and take them out. But unassisted, it's not a huge deal to be methodical, so just encounter those problems, or deal with those problems as you encounter them, rather. Okay, so now we've got our grenade launcher. We are heading upstairs, and we're going to use that valve that we just acquired to proceed down to the STARS office. Okay, through the bathroom again, then use the valve. This is, you don't have to go to the bathroom the first time if you're trying to go through this super fast. I don't know why you would be, but you can pick all that stuff up on this run through here. So here's this dude. We're going to go over to the locker. I think there's one item in it. Okay. Gunpowder. And then outside there's some more grenade rounds, I think, which is convenient for the enemy that is here. You can run past this guy and get into the office before he bothers you, and then just walk past him. Or you can just take him out with a couple rounds. You can either use 2 grenade rounds or finish him with your pistol. I prefer to use 1 round and finish him with the pistol, but in this case the situation kind of got away from me. So I wanted to make sure he was dead. Always try to keep your items loaded. Be mindful. Helps with inventory management as well. You don't want to run around with 1 bullet in the clip, and you could have had an extra space in your slot or something like that. Okay, we're going to pick up the battery, which we could have already had the detonator, but honestly I should have gone that route to get back here. That was another mistake, another optimization error I made, I guess you might say. So gunpowder, we don't need the first aid spray. We're going to get these flame rounds, and I think that's it for the STARS office. So back out here, liquor's dead, no concerns. Run past this laundry room, which we'll need to visit again later. Okay, then through this, unlock the door. That'll take us to the lounge, which is at the unicorn statue. Decisions, right? I think I'm gonna make some rounds here. Acid rounds, probably. Yep. I didn't really want them, but eh. Like I say, you can discard a few things, some gunpowder, stuff like that. And if you don't need it right now, you can always leave it on the ground and pick it up later. This isn't really a timed run so much as we're just trying to do it without medical items, the item box, or as many steps. Obviously, you don't want to have to make a lot more steps than necessary. I did a few unnecessary things doing this, so you can make some errors. I don't know how many. Like I said earlier, nobody seems to know the footstep count. I haven't looked into it aggressively or anything, but that would have been, you know, either way. Okay, so we're dropping that in there just to get rid of it.
Okay.
Marvin's taking a nap.
Hurry.
This is when I'm realizing that I should have gone down through the reception hall to use those bolt cutters to open. I was like, what did I do wrong here? And that's what I did wrong. So you should take that route to get back up there to use the valve instead of the west office. West office is faster, but the reality is you need to go down that hall in order to use the bolt cutters. That also allows you to get rid of the bolt cutters. One less item to be carrying around. So I realized my error. But like I said, you know, in the end, you can make mistakes like this, and it shouldn't count against you too much. Worst case scenario, you don't get the 14,000 steps, which would be a little bit of a pain. But I do believe that if you're trying for other achievements, like, you know, I think eventually you would get it. But obviously, we want to try to get as many achievements as possible in the one run. Just like any given time. So here we go. Back in here, we're going to use the bolt cutters. Now we can get rid of those. So this is the route we should have come to use the valve, but like I say, it's okay. Get the gadget, combine it with the battery. There's a flash grenade, I think, in here, maybe. Yeah, some boards, but we don't need the boards. Okay, so we're done in here. Head on out, back into this commonly visited hallway. Now that we've got the battery and the detonation device, we can go make a big hole in the wall. So this area is cleared out. We're good to go. So we're heading up to that west storage room now. Easy peasy. There's also a trick in this room that I discovered later, but wasn't aware of at the time. I had developed my own sort of trick to make this a little easier, but there's an even better one. So let's place the detonator here. 10 seconds. Alright, so my method, you know, at first I found out when this exploded, okay, it knocks this bookshelf over. I was so close to finding the other method too. If you're standing there, or if the door's open, or if you're out of the room, that bookshelf won't even fall over. So it saves you that much time and effort. Otherwise, I suggest that you lift this bookshelf and then go back into this room and get the medallion. This is something my 7-year-old daughter actually picked up on. She said, go move the bookshelf first. Clever girl. So this one, goddess, arrow, or olive, and then snake, I think. Or maybe it's goddess, bow and arrow, snake. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. So we're going to get our medallion. That's really our third one. We just haven't gotten the other one yet. So come out here. The liquor spawns here, but you can just run past that dude. You can run past that dude and just leave. Same thing if you have that. If you have the detonation occur when you're out of the room, since it's the equivalent. The bookshelf is already moved. You can just leave. Don't worry about ammo, anything. Just leave. That guy won't have gotten off the ground, and the liquor will be still performing his introduction animation effectively. So then out we go. We've got all our medallions, so we know what's next, right? That's pretty much the Raccoon City Police Department. So if you were trying to do this, you know, for S Plus on the 2.5 hours, this is pretty close to the time we'd want to be getting out of here, give or take. We'd like to do it a little faster than this, but like I said, I did make a few errors, optimization errors, but it's still viable. So this one is, I think, Lion, Olive, Phoenix, or Lion, Olive, Bird. I just skipped past it. I don't know what I was thinking. Like I say, most of these are done from memory, so sometimes I take a few seconds to try to figure it out, or either my daughter's in the background telling me, you know, hey, don't you know the code for the goddess statue, Dad? Duh. So we're going to put these medallions in. One thing about Claire's run that makes it a little easier is you don't really encounter Mr. X like you do with Leon. At least I'm pretty sure. It feels like you encounter him a lot less. Which is kind of nice that they didn't just double stack that on for more tedium. I like Mr. X in this game. I think he's the way he's done is pretty well. But I do like that there are different ways to experience it. I think they could have developed the scenario system a little better. So make sure to get these grenade rounds and the gunpowder. I think they could have developed the scenario system a little better, made it a little bit more intertwined. There's some little bit of holes in it, but overall it's still a really fun idea, and I'm glad they kept it moving forward. It wouldn't have been Resident Evil 2 without this scenario system, even though we don't have some of the zapping mechanics, so to speak, that we did in the original. It's kind of a thing, right? We, you know, 20 years later, we've got a lot more technology and budget, but we just can't seem to make some of the depth. Now this game, I'm not ragging on this game at all. I really enjoy it. So don't get me wrong. I just feel like it could have been done. But moving on, get that grenade down there before you carry on, and then we're gonna be at our first boss fight.
Hello? Hello?
William here, infected with the G virus, right? Okay, we're going to move this bookshelf, and that's actually a cutscene we can skip. And here we go. I'm sure there's, you know, a more elite strategy for this, but just switch to grenades, and then I would use my pistol here to just kind of either get headshots or try to hit the eye, depending. But the flames really kind of stun him and slow him down. And then a lot of times, multiple hits will cause him to stun as well. Once again, you know, it's assisted mode, so there shouldn't be much to it. We're assuming here, obviously you've played the game, you know a little bit about it, right? So just kind of keep him coming. In general, he's going to follow you. Just try to keep some distance between you and just keep unloading on him. Rinse, wash, and repeat. This is where some of a great amount of your steps come from, just running around this dude. And try to have a defensive item on you, like that flash grenade I've got, because in the event he grabs you, it's just nice to be able to respawn. Okay, so just keep going. He's stunned. We're going to walk around and get some more shots here in the eye, or try to, and then bam, William is done. So we're going to go get some of the items down here. All of these boss fights with William, well, not all of them, but 2 of them, they give you quite a few items. Like I say, try to make sure your items are reloaded, you know. When you've got downtime, make sure your clips are full. So, picking up that ammunition, we're going to go to the other side. There's 2 other zones here that we want to see. Basically, think of it as 3 corners. The other corner is more of like a hallway. So, these areas actually have little squares you can kind of delve into in these corners. So we're getting these items. I think there's a grenade or something over here. So more handgun ammo. I'm leaving that 5 on the ground. Yep, hand grenade, okay. So we don't need the herb. And now we can get out of this place. So we're going to climb up here and meet Sherry. She's going to tell us to go this way. We're going to immediately disobey her and get an item or 2 in here. There's an herb we don't need, but we're going to take this gunpowder. I'd rather have 50 bullets than not, so I think I'm going to make it, but I'm not sure. Let's see. I guess I decide not to. Just do it. It's not a big deal. So it doesn't matter whether you do that or not, really. You can get it, you can not. I think you'll have plenty of ammunition. I don't see why you wouldn't, even if you just go the same route I did. You should end up with more ammunition than you need. So,
It won't move.
okay, go ahead and hit the switch.
You got it.
Now we're going to wait for this to come over here.
Mom like? She works at Umbrella. She's making me important medicine. Umbrella? That big
Get a little plot exposition here.
My mom's always at work. I don't get to see her much. Well, hopefully you'll get to see her again soon.
And then we're headed this way to the parking lot. Don't need the item box, don't need the save. We're going to check this locker though. And here we go. More inventory space. Crucial to what we're doing. At least crucial to making life easy. It could be done with limited inventory. It's just a lot easier the more space you have. Less critical decisions to make, right?
Over there.
Okay, so we're in the parking garage with Sherry. We need to go try to use the key card, at which point we will have a cutscene with Chief Irons, who's going to come and take Sherry, or coerce her to go.
Okay.
So
Key card
once that's complete, we need to head over here toward the firing range and power generator room, okay? I like to go ahead and go up here first. There's ammunition in this room if you need it. I don't think we do right now, so I'm just going to grab this box. I believe it's handgun, maybe, something else, I'm not sure. I didn't need it, so I didn't worry about it. I got plenty of grenade rounds and plenty of handgun ammunition. So take this key from inside that box. I don't know why I examined it. I thought I could go ahead and do it, but duh, I'm nowhere near it, so it's not going to work. So I almost went out there to do it, but it's just a waste of time to do it that way. So we're moving forward. And in here, instead of dogs, Claire has lickers. So boom, take him out, then boom. Like I say, the grenade and a few shots with the pistol should do it. But don't rest yet. There's another licker in here, somewhere. Sometimes he's to the right, sometimes he's on the other side of the cages. So it seems like right this time he's not here. Okay, there it is. Toast. Okay, now into the morgue, because we can't do anything else over here. There is a flash grenade on the other side. I didn't need it right now. I've got one, I'm good. So come to this second to last one on the far side. This guy has the key we need. Okay, so grab it. As soon as you grab that key, he's going to reanimate, and so is the dude by the door. No problem, just leave. You can get out of there before he recovers. Out you go. Then back to the dog kennel. Those guys are defeated, so you have no concerns in here. Makes it easy to just run right through. It only costs you about 3 or 4 rounds. There's gunpowder or something right here. Yeah. So if you wanted to make some acid rounds, you could. That's probably what I do. Yep. That way I can stack them and have one more item space. Okay. I think there's another one here. Yep. So when you come back out, there's a licker that spawns. You want to take him out. I was having a bad luck with this one. See, he just did not want to die, so I ended up switching back to the grenade launcher just to take him out. It's strange, sometimes they, you get them with the grenade launcher and it's a few shots and they're toast, like that very first one in that kennel room. Other times, maybe I missed him, maybe I didn't quite hit him quite right, but. So we're going to open that car and get our upgraded pistol, or our new pistol rather, that is an upgrade from our current pistol. Okay, this one has a laser sight, so it's always sighted in for maximum damage and accuracy. We're going to use that. I'm going to switch my shortcut because I like to keep my shortcuts, regular weapon at the top, big hitter at the bottom, specialty to the right, and magnum / whatever to the left. And in this case, the revolver will become semi-magnum-like with its upgraded ammo. So that'll be on my left D-pad. Anyway, just a thing I do. So a diamond key. We're going to use the switch. There's an upgrade for the grenade launcher in here. You can get it if you want. I don't want it because it makes it 2 inventory slots and it's unnecessary. You don't really need it. Maybe if this were standard or hardcore, or even if we were just using the item box. If we were using the item box, yeah, we would grab that, right? But we're not using the item box. So here we are in the Chief's office. Sorry about the quality issues. Like I say, PlayStation 4, I'm still impressed overall with what it can do, but I guess I need to get a wired connection to that system. It's the only solution I can really think of right now. My video capture device will not work with the PlayStation 4 for whatever reason. It just doesn't read through. So come back here, get this painting. Let's examine the painting so we can see that it's our heart key. Okay. Alrighty. We need to get into Chief Iron's little house there. His little man cave. I like this place. I mean, pretty incredible. But I guess corrupt small town, not small town, but corrupt police chief in a medium-sized town with a megacorp. Yeah, he's going to have some trophies and some other things like that. I like this obsession with taxidermy. Kind of plays into the what's going on in his office, or the orphanage over there. Very interesting. So we're going to go ahead and go downstairs. We can get the item we need and move on and not have to come back here. Okay, so if you have boards, you can board these windows up. It's not necessary. Move past him. Go ahead and go in this door. If you do this quick enough, you don't have to worry about that zombie. So come on in here. There's something on the left you can get, ammunition, but not necessary. Main thing we want is this box. Combine it. So we're going to go ahead and get our stars badge. Okay. Then we're going to head out of here. Go ahead and examine it if you want. I love that it's a USB stick. Really cool. So then just get out of here because the liquor comes through. And then if you've been fast enough, this guy won't even have gotten through the window and you can just get out of here. And you don't have any need to come back down here at all. Okay. So then back upstairs, we're going to go to the 3rd floor. Boards. If you wanted to, you could have grabbed those boards and then gone down to the basement. Like I say, not necessary. I'm full on handgun ammo. I've got a full stack, so I'm just gonna. And I didn't realize it, but I didn't combine that weapon part. I don't know what I was thinking. I carried it around for a while. So there's a guy over here. You might as well take these guys out because you have to come through here a time or two, and it's a really small space. And Mr. X can be chasing you at that time, and it just makes things a little easier to go ahead and clear it out a little bit. At the very least, we know one of them's down permanently. The other one may be down or may not. One's better than 2. So we're going to come in here and get our electric part. There's a combat knife if you have the space or need it. So here's where I think I realized, duh, why isn't that combined? So that can hold 13 more bullets. That's 13 less that need to be in your inventory. So anyway, combat knife if you need it for some reason, but we're headed out of here. We're going to go back over here. So now we need to go out onto the patio here. And we all know what happens next. Okay. So here we go. Go down the ladder. And we need to head down these stairs toward the boiler room. There's a couple guys down here. Kill them or don't, shouldn't matter. This lady here. If we were using healing items, there's 2 healing items back there, 2 green herbs. There's a guy to the right. You don't even really need to defeat them. You can get away. Another thing to think about, though, is it depends on how you're going to interact with Mr. X. If you're going to run past, they could sneak up behind you, basically, and cause some trouble for you. So, come back up here. The handgun ammo is right next to the entrance to the building. And I completely forgot to actually hit the water switch. Felt kind of dumb. Duh, that's the whole point. So we're hitting the water switch. It's going to douse the flames on that helicopter. Sorry again for this video quality. Jeez. Most of the time it's pretty tolerable. I have to look into this. So here's Mr. X. Start shooting him in the head right away. He'll go down. Easy peasy.
Okay, better move it.
So now we're headed back out here. Yep, I think we can see that, Sonny. Definitely need a wired connection or a signal booster. I was shocked that the PlayStation 4 could stream anything. Whenever I go to the PlayStation Store and try to look at a screenshot or even a trailer for a game, I mean, it can take up to 90 seconds for me to load a screenshot. So when I found that this could broadcast gameplay, I was shocked. For some reason, it seems like my PS4, I don't know if it's just mine or what, but it's got some real bandwidth problems. And I had no idea the quality of the broadcast dropped this low. It's depressing, and I'm sorry. I don't have any kind of high-tech setup here. I'm just doing what I can. So back through here, there's a licker there now, something to take note of. I completely forgot until he almost hit me. We're going to use our heart key over here. Okay. So we ran back through the west office and back out to this hallway. We're going to try to take out this licker because sometimes when you go in this next room, Mr. X will show up. Either way, he's on our tail anyway, so we know he's coming. But there's a grenade over here at the top of the table. Want to take that if you can. I think there's some gunpowder back here. Yep, gunpowder. Gonna have to make a decision here, so I'm gonna go ahead and combine them probably, or just leave it. Yep, acid rounds. So by the end of this, I got about a bajillion acid rounds. That way, if I have to discard an acid round, I discard one, right? Maybe. Or maybe I decided to use, I'm not even sure. So I was waiting for Mr. X, but he didn't show up. I thought he was tied to that tool, but I guess not. You just never really know. I'm sure there's a way to define it, but you know, I don't really need to break the game that much to understand it. So he's around, you can hear him stalking the hallways. So I'm trying to take the long way around, maybe kind of lose him here. And we are headed to the laundry room, the linen room. We're going to get that final part after we use our badge, of course. So we're going to get this. Okay. Armory unlocked. We're going to get our submachine gun now. Kabang. Okay, so now we can move on. We'll be heading to that linen room to the immediate south of us here with the, I think it's a diamond key. So at this point, we're almost completely done here and ready to go on to Sherry's segment and then the sewers. So the RPD, the first portion of it's complete in about 25 minutes. And here we are about 20, not even 20 minutes later, and you could probably do this faster, obviously, than I've done it. But we're not really speed running here. We're just running through the game. So back out here, head down here to the linen room. Let's use our diamond key, get in there and get our final electric component. So gunpowder. I've got to get rid of something as it is, much less pick more crap up, right? So I'm gonna have to get rid of the one acid round, I think. And then we've got the portable safes. Okay. So now we can go get the hip pouch. Yet another inventory expansion for us. While we're in the library, we're going to go ahead and do it. So I already moved the shelf to the right. It's already in position. I didn't know this, but instead of pulling the shelf with the tool on it, right here, you could pull the one to the immediate left, and they'll both move at the same time. I didn't know this. So I thought I was saving time already, but you can save even more time by only having one movement animation. So we're done with that. Now we can get up to the center area here that we were unable to access previously because of that locked door right there. So, and on the way up we can get our submachine gun ammo. So it's all going to work out really well. Still haven't seen Mr. X, which is okay. Oh, speaking of. So you never know. He got me pretty good on my first playthrough in many areas. And yeah. So moving on back to the main hall here. I guess one way around this would have been not to stream this content and instead to just record it. So anyway, back to the locker room here so we can use our new items. This is what's terrible. You know, normally I'm just doing these randomly here. What's sad is this is the most trouble I've had with it ever. I don't know if the pressure was on because I was trying to record this, but I never had so much trouble with these. And you can see I keep making the same mistake over and over. It was kind of late at night, I guess, but it still makes me feel ridiculous. Like you can see at certain points I'm on it, and then bam, I just kind of forget the patterning. I don't know what was going on with my head. Left. Nope, right, left. Pop. Nope. Anyway, yeah, so I was banging my head against the wall here. Oh my gosh. But I like these little puzzles. I like little puzzles like this in this game. 8 sequential buttons, just my kind of thing. Almost like Simon Says, I guess, in a way. But you can see I keep making the same mistakes, so I don't really know what was going on in my head right that moment, but very frustrating. Either way. So don't do what I did. Be a little more patient and, you know, do it methodically. I don't know why I was, get a piece of paper if you have to. It's pretty simple. I don't know. This is honestly very embarrassing. I swear I'm not this terrible. Watch my other videos. You'll see I blast right through this. I don't know what was going on. It's almost like I was pressing X randomly. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So we've got our 2 keys. Okay, so now we want to put them on there. And we definitely want to go ahead and get 203. 203 is going to be our hip pouch. So we'll get more inventory space here to work with, which is great. .208's some rounds. 109 is handgun ammo if you need it. 103 is a combat knife if you need it. Just depends on where you're at in the game and what you need, but might as well take these here. And here I'm just kind of glancing. So there's the ammo. 106 is the roll of film, I guess. 103 is the combat knife, and 102 is gunpowder. So if you need that right there, 106. I opened that one on accident because I thought that was the gunpowder, but it's actually the roll of film, and that's when I realized that. But you don't even need all this. I mean, obviously I'm stacked with ammo. You know, this is totally optional, but I figure more is better than less. And you don't even need the gunpowder. I mean, come on. But So we're going to grab that. Honestly, gunpowder and film look kind of similar at a glance. So, holy crap. And that guy totally scared the crap out of me. So we're headed back upstairs. And we need our other power panel part. So we'll get the submachine gun ammo. We need to go across the hallway that was locked before. So we're going to the 3rd floor. Basically, we're headed to the clock tower. So there's nothing in here to worry about. I shouldn't have really taken this way because of the liquor. I totally forgot that he was here. So I just stunned him and moved on. This guy ran right past him. Then we're going to come over here to our newly made walkway, reload our grenade launcher. We always want to keep them fully loaded if at all possible, for multiple reasons, as mentioned previously. Nothing worse than pulling out a grenade launcher and it having no rounds in it. Okay, so there's 2 guys right here, one right here and one like right around the pillar, kind of. It's hard to see, but he's there. Okay, so you can take those 2 guys out. You can leave one of them. They're usually pretty easy to get around. Doesn't matter. So you want to come over here. Really, it would be faster if you grab the gear earlier and use this as your escape way. But again, this isn't really a speed run, but just pointing out some optimizations as I see them. And then you would also have to carry that gear around in your inventory up until this point. Not too bad, but so it depends. If you're going for speed, I would get that gear on the first visit up there when you go up there before you fight Mr. X. But it's not a long way to just go grab it right here. It's not going to kill you on the steps. So I noticed that one of them's still alive here. I mean the other one. So I want to take out at least one of those guys. So there's an herb we don't need. We're going to come in here. We're going to put the gear in. That's going to cause it to turn. If you're low on inventory space here, if you only have the 2 slots the gear is in, don't pick it back up. Go move the other gear first and then come back and get this one. But if you have an extra inventory slot, go ahead and grab it. Trying to save the steps. You know, any kind of game with an achievement like that should really tell you how many steps you've taken. You know, just it should tell you what you complete it with, so you know if you were close or far or what. And maybe there is some way to see it on the PC version. I don't know. So we put the gear up there, and now we're going to take the other gear down here. Put the small gear at the bottom. All right, and then the clock tower,
That worked.
the bell doth toll, so to speak. And I got turned around here. I don't need to go back there. I think there's gunpowder or ammunition if you need it, but shouldn't need it at this point. We're going to pick up the box. We're going to open the box in a minute here. Examine it, look for the taped up end, and then we're going to get our electronic component. Now we need to head back across the way. So here's a new guy over here. So we need to take probably 1 or 2 of them out. We'll see. Okay. And you can always just stun them and run past. You don't really need to come to this area a lot, so. And it's kind of wide open up there. So back through this storage room. Maybe you killed the 2 dudes, maybe not. Just keep an eye out for them if you did not. Then we're going to go back down to the chief's office here. Get that handgun ammunition that I left earlier, because I was at full stack. Okay. Down to the chief's office. Right there, you can see on that desk, there was a Mr. Raccoon right there, in case you're looking for those. It's pretty obvious, though. So, keep going. Hopefully, you know, make it there without any problems with Mr. X. And then we're going to open this gate. Put the electronic parts in. I'm sure there's a way to make this puzzle go with a certain number of fixed moves, but the general concept is you need to make these paths connect to the power supply. So just kind of play with it. It kind of makes sense, you know. It does make sense. So we're through here. And we see where he was drunkenly printing passing parking lot tickets or something. I don't know what he's doing in here or how that relates to the story. So we get a phone call from him, and now we're going to be playing as Sherry. Okay, I also tried for the achievement here, but I did the worst job I've ever done on the block puzzle too. It's pretty sad. It's funny how that works, right? The one time you're trying to do it quickly, you do it very slowly. So this is another embarrassing moment for me. I was going to try to get the 60-second achievement. I still haven't gotten that, and if you watch this segment, you might see why. Once again, I think it's just like the safe, you know, the portable safe. I felt a little bit of pressure, and so I just continued to make errors, but there's no reason to feel the pressure, really, because we're not on a timed run. There is no time limit here, so... I mean, like I said, I was going for that 60-second achievement, so in my mind there was some kind of time limit or time constraint, but not in reality. Anyway, for this puzzle, I try to find the two foreigns, you know, ones that will fit along there as best I can and work from there. And then if it doesn't seem to work, I'll find another piece that can fit there and kind of move from there. So okay, and then getting closer here, I think I realized what I did wrong. One of the pieces was just in the wrong spot. Let's see, so there, that's when I realized that one needs to move. Boom. Then here, and get the scissors. And then we're gonna cut our way out of here. Okay, then we're gonna crouch through the door, or the cutout. Seems really secure to trap a child with cardboard. He must really not have wanted her to escape. So we're gonna head down here, get this bookshelf that's gonna form as a stairway for us. Pull it out. Up we go. And through the window. Ta-da! Alright, so now we're gonna make it out of here and head downstairs, crawl under this desk, or, oh, that's later, sorry, crawl under this playset, out the door, then down the stairs.
That must be the door out of here.
There's no point in trying the door, it's locked, and there's, you know, something else that bothers me about this, and I'll mention it later.
Darn it, I need the key.
So, move on down the hall. We'll see that his silhouette is here with his opera music, or whatever it was.
It's him.
And we head into his room here. There's a note, there's a typewriter, we don't need that. Little taxidermy project, it looks. So we're gonna take that key, or we'll try to. He finds us, and here's Johnny. So just run away, back the way you came. We have the key now, so we're going to, or no we don't, I'm sorry. We're running, and we still need to get the key, but we need to go back the way we came. He's gonna take his time because he's locking each subsequent door. So, no real rush, but keep moving. Then come in here. So we've got a minute, because if you look up, you'll see him running up the stairs, and you can see his flashlight as he tries to search for you, things like that. Okay, so like I say, if you stand up, you can kind of see him coming. It's pretty neat. It's not like some of Sherry's sequences where she just teleports to Claire based on her location. So I like that.
It's all over now. Doors locked.
So kind of chill here. he's going to come around, throw things angrily, and he's going to come this direction. When he starts to loop around, we're just kind of, we're going to loop around the opposite way. Just slowly, staying a little bit ahead of him each time. And you can get in this little corner. Then he's going to move some things out of the way in the back, make a mess or two, cause some commotion. Okay, so then after he does that, he's glancing back there, and he's going to turn around and come back this way. So just kind of stay over here, make your way back. Then he's going to start cursing. Once he curses, head out here. Come to the back of the room and around. And the easiest way I found, I've tried a few different ways. Easiest way is right here. I don't know why he doesn't see you, but he doesn't. But there are other places you can hide as well and do this successfully. But this is the, I think, quickest and easiest, and might as well. So he's going to be looking. He's going to come around. You'll see that he.
This is your last fucking chance. Show yourself.
It doesn't make any sense, but I'm not asking questions because I don't really care for these forced stealth segments. I mean, it's okay as long as it doesn't outlive its welcome. So there he goes. We're going to get a cutscene, I think. Yep. Skip that. We're going to grab the key. Just go ahead and grab it. Let's go get it. Okay. Boom. Let's go. He's going to realize that you've taken the key. But we're out of here. And she's going to lock every door right behind her. Or, well, I guess she only locks that door. Anyway, if you try to go to this main door right now, it's barred from outside. Something is blocking it, and this is what doesn't make sense to me. Is that Claire comes a few minutes later, and there's nothing blocking this door. I guess one could argue that William does this, but to me it's pretty clear that William enters from the sewer system, the ladder. So, and there's no real broken windows, and William's pretty big, so I don't know. They didn't really do that part well for me. But regardless, they could have had Claire removing a bolt or something else to clean up that aspect of it. But, you know, minor thing, really minor thing. Okay, so we are going to be back as Claire now. So now we have to make it to the orphanage to rescue Sherry.
Don't waste my fucking time. Bring me the pen.
So skip our cutscenes. We'll get one of the million parking permits he's got down here. Geez, that number's really similar to my old 1990s ICQ number. Wow. It's actually only 1 digit off. 2 digits off. Incredible. So anyway, there's some submachine gun ammo here in the chief's office if you need it. Might as well grab it, right? Because the stacks are up to 200. So now we're headed back down to the parking garage via the elevator that we arrived here from. So back down we go. Okay, so that gunpowder I didn't get earlier. And then we're going to use our parking key here to GTFO. And who is it that we discover? Our good buddy, Mr. X. Not much really you have to do here. You just kind of lead him out. I mean, he is pretty slow, relatively speaking. So, one small loop, and see, I even caused him to animate. I didn't even mean to. So then just kind of come on out here. I think he does follow you out here, but he seems to do it really slowly, especially on assisted mode, so he should not be a concern to you. You can see me kind of checking back to see if he's even there, but nothing. which doesn't even make sense. So this guy's gonna fall down. You can just shoot this guy and run straight through if you're quick enough. Yep. And you don't have to do this like this. You can defeat these guys. There's plenty of ammunition here, so if you feel more comfortable shooting some of the characters that I run past, do it. But typically, if I can make it past an enemy, I'm going to do so. And you can make it past this one also. You can sneak past her, but which I might as well have done. She will climb that, so be careful. And the dogs here, go ahead and take some of them out. They're a pain. Should take about 3 shots. There's more dogs here. Gets on the car, I think, or comes around. Look, there he goes. So get him. Once again, not a big deal. You know, we're on assisted mode. We're just going for these trophies, so. And this guy's over here having a snack. Take him out. Okay. Now we're headed to the basketball court, or whatever it is. Maybe it's not. Yeah, it is. So these dogs, I think they'll scale the door if you let them, but just go ahead and take them out through the window, or through the chain link fence, rather. And then we're going to go out here. Missed him. You know, you'd think that maybe I guess that's just not how broadcasts work, but it'd be nice if it simultaneously recorded this as it broadcasts so that I could use a higher resolution one. So into this this bus, we're gonna get that grenade, get rid of this dude on the way.
Fuck.
Oh no! And there's a dog out here somewhere. Sometimes he's right in front of the door, sometimes he's just hanging out waiting. So pop him, then we can head to the orphanage.
It's gotta be
The
the
Raccoon Orphanage. Okay, we're in here.
Hang on, Sherry.
I think there's an herb or something out here. We don't need anything right now. We're gonna head on through to the unblocked door that's totally openable from anybody inside or out, with no damage to it, no indication that anything happened. There's a Mr. Raccoon upstairs too, if you want to go get that, in the playroom where Sherry had to hide. Here's Irons telling us, oh man, life sucks. Okay, moving on. Okay, into this awesome room which has been destroyed. We will find that there is a pathway available to us into the depths of Raccoon City. So on we go. So, let's see here. We're about 1 hour in. It's about right. Give or take. Well, like I say, you know, it's not a speed run, but you can do this in a couple of hours fairly easily, even if you have some trouble or run into some difficulty. It shouldn't take you more than 3 hours, even, you know, following this general strategy, I mean, regardless of how you tackle it. If you take these general moves, you'll be there in under 3 hours. And a lot of these strategies can be used on the harder difficulties, and maybe I'll do a video for some of those. Not that it hasn't been done by other people, and you know, it's an older game now. It's several years old, or almost 3 years old. So, and I don't tackle a lot of modern games, but it's just really excellent. Anyway, don't worry about Sherry. Just keep going. She'll teleport to you, like I was mentioning earlier. Let's see here. So now we are downstairs after the elevator collapses on us due to Mr. X. We find out that Annette is Sherry's mother and she takes her, or whatever happens. So there's some stuff in here. We're gonna get some ammunition. In here I had
Where did Sherry go?
my brain fizzled and I thought I needed to go forward, but completely forgot that you need to jump down that stairwell. But we can get some high-powered rounds in here, which are pretty useful. Can't go wrong with the Magnum. Be careful in that item box. I don't know if opening it will cause you to lose it or not, but just be careful when you're near an item box not to hit the button on accident. Somehow I haven't gotten all of the lore achievement yet, but I'm guessing some of it might be in the mini games that I've missed or haven't gotten to yet. So go downstairs. We're gonna actually get into the sewer proper here. Yum. Okay. So we're heading down the way. We have to fight these G monsters down here. Not at the moment, but soon. So we're gonna want our grenade launcher. It's really effective here to avoid having to deal with them a lot. So come up this way, get up on the ledge. We're gonna take our left here and head up the stairs through this door. Okay, then we're gonna see a cable car. We're gonna climb up that ladder.
Cable car. Here?
And okay, so control room here. We're gonna go in. There's some enemies in here. There's also a couple pickups. You don't really need to kill the enemies, and you don't really need I'm pretty sure you don't need what's in here. It's just ammo, I think. And I think the code is SZP or SZD or something. SZF. There we go. So it's just ammo. I don't think you even need it really, but
Shit.
so I decided to take these guys out because I'm curious as to what it is. I don't really need it. You probably don't need it either. So there we go. Some more submachine gun ammo. Those guys are alive. Doesn't matter. We're out of here, right? We don't need this anymore. So down here to the save room / chess piece room. Skip the cutscene if you want.
Hold on, Sherry. He'll be right there.
So we don't really need to go over here yet. We don't have the plugs. There is an item in here, I think. I guess not. There's a map if you want it. Come out here, hit the switch, unlike me. Okay. That's going to bring this down, and we're going to get, I think, the last safe in the game, at least the last one we encounter. I'm not sure if I got them all, but regardless, if you did, I think this should give you the achievement for the locks as well. But I'm not 100% positive that I hit every lock in the game on this run. So we want to come down here and get this tool. We need that before going on, and we need to get rid of something. Probably going to make acid rounds. Yep, my favorite, right? And acid rounds, they really aren't that great. They have a couple key uses, but not super important. But it's good to have ammunition. So here's the safe. The code is on the side of the safe. So left 2, right 12, left 8. Easy peasy. There's an herb over there by that dude, but you don't need it. We're not using healing items. So here's an upgrade for this to allow us to use the high-powered Magnum-ish rounds. So that guy reanimates. I don't know if he does it when you open the safe or get the item. Either way, we don't care about it right now. There's 3 dudes down here. Let's toss a grenade. That will give us a new inventory slot and take care of all of these guys. Because there's 3, at least 3. And I think one comes back later. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see. So yeah, 3 dudes all taken down, I think. And we're going to head to the left. And we're going to use the tool that we just picked up to open this gate. So we're going to go ahead and knock out this area here where the spark shot is. We're not going to get the spark shot. We don't need it for this run, and it would just take up 2 more slots of inventory. So we're going to head down this way. We need the gas station key from up there on that board. I'm not going to get it right yet. It doesn't matter since I can't use the item box. But I'm just not going to get it yet. And really what I should do is change it. Right now, if I switch to my pistol, the revolver, and equip the high-powered rounds, I would have another inventory slot. But I'm not really thinking it through, and I don't need it right now. So come down here, jump up here. There's an herb back there we don't need. We're going to come down here. Get your grenade launcher ready. If you see these guys, just drop an acid round on them. That'll stun them, and you can get right past them. Boom. So hit him. See you later. Okay? Same with him if you need to. If you don't need to, don't worry about it. Just keep moving. Most of the time, they can't catch you. Unless they do their charge attack and they're relatively close. So boom. Out of there, up here. I think there is an item here, maybe? Nope, no item there. It's a herb in here that we don't need. So come in here. Herb is to the right. We don't need that though. Okay. So we're going down into the open door. Go ahead and take that plug. Come out here. We're going to put the plug back in over here. This allows us to go upstairs. But first we need the, upstairs, which has an open door, I'm sorry, and that has the plug in it. We're going to take that plug. That sound you heard was a zombie falling into the environment. He's right down here somewhere. Take him out. You don't really need to take him out, but might as well. Okay, so we've taken the one from up top. We're now going to take this plug. If we needed the spark shot, we'd do things a little differently, but we don't need the spark shot. So we're going to put the queen right here, and I put in the king on accident. They look very similar in the inventory to me. So I put in the queen. That lets us go through here, and we're going to put the king in here. Then we can go back out and grab the queen, closing that door, and then we'll grab the king. And now we have the plugs, and we are out of this place with what we need. So now all we have to do is cross this waterway once more, and we're going to use the same strategy that we used to get here. So simple. And there also could be an added bonus of using 2 rounds and then getting an extra spot. So we're going to equip those acid rounds in our grenade launcher, jump in the water, same strategy. So we're going to keep moving. I see he's on me, so we stun him. Move on past. And then we want to climb up on this ledge. So this is a different way than the way we came. So then we're climbing back down over here. That's the guy with the herb. We're going to keep going. Best thing to do is try to attract him, jump on this ledge. You can stun him and get past, it doesn't matter, but this is an alternate. You can also do that. As soon as he goes submerged, jump back down into the water and dash on past him. Easy as pie. Now we need the key. So here's where I have to drop an item. Get rid of the 1 acid round. We didn't end up using it. So that way I could have used that acid round on the way back and still gotten the key, instead of having the key already and having to sacrifice that slot. So that was my thinking there. So we're going back up here. This time we're going to hit this switch. While that's opening, you can come down here and get a grenade. I think I'm full, so I didn't need it. Yeah, I couldn't carry it, but there is a grenade there if you need it. So we can't pick it up. We're going to move on. Get your grenade launcher ready. This guy's going to come out of the pipe. 95 times out of 10, you can just walk right past him, as long as you stay at a brisk pace and don't stop moving. So here he comes. Just keep walking. He hit me that time, but normally he does not. So most of the time I get past him. That's only the 2nd time I've ever been caught. But we've got a secondary item, so. And be careful not to get disoriented. I did for a second. Because sometimes it feels like it drops you the way you're going, and other times it feels like it drops you the opposite way. I don't know. And it's hard to see down there, so it's easy to get disoriented. But worst thing that can happen is you get grabbed again and you use another secondary item. Not a big deal. We've got plenty of them right now. I think we still have 3 available in our inventory, 2 regular grenades and a flash grenade right now. So we're going upstairs. Okay. Let's see what's up here. We've got a hip pouch, more inventory. Perfect. And I think there's gunpowder. Okay, we don't need that. Not gunpowder, handgun ammo. That's good. So go out here. And there's a couple guys out here that you're going to want to take down. And there is that guy behind you in that room. He does animate once you once things start happening out here. So you might switch to the submachine gun, might make things a little faster. You got plenty of ammo, so go unlock this door with the sewer key or whatever it is. And I think there's a gunpowder in here, maybe. Yeah, gunpowder and what? Yeah, so we can make some more acid rounds. Probably what I'm gonna do. 8. Okay, so back out here.
Oh no.
Should have just shot him, but anyway. So, gonna let him bust through the door, take him out. Okay, we got 2 for 1 there. No problem. Okay, so we're headed back across. Then we're gonna go unlock this other door here, and that's the final use of that key. We can discard it now. That article has the code for the locker in the other room. We're gonna take the handgun ammo. Come over here, let's see, nothing in that one. Gunpowder maybe? We don't need it, I guess. We're gonna get rid of that 9 submachine gun. Okay. And there is a hidden elevator in here, but we don't need to go back that direction right now. I'll let this guy open the door.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Take him out. Now we just need to get that chess piece. So discard the key we don't need any longer. And then we're going to go back down the elevator. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. We are not going down the elevator. Yeah, we are. So anyway, watch out for the guy in here. He's usually, well, I guess he walked out. He must have walked out and gotten shot. So he's gone, but be wary of him if he didn't make it out into the melee. So back down in here, same strategy. A lot of times this guy is not here anymore. He is way down the hall. You don't have to worry about him. Yep, see, he's down there hanging out, doing his own thing. We're gonna combine, I guess, probably. Maybe. Make 8 more acid rounds or whatever. 4. Random. So here we are, you know, stacked with acid rounds. I mean, we've got plenty. And that grenade, I can go get that now because I used it on the G-Dude. So now I'm back to 3. And then we're going to head back up to the area with the plugs so that we can put those into the wall. Okay, back across here. And we are basically almost done with the sewers. We just have a boss fight left. William Form 2. So head over to the electric panels. Don't be a newbie like me and make mistakes. The hardest part of this was trying to get rid of the stuff in my inventory because I'm like, okay, I know this doesn't go here, but I need inventory space to pull it out. So the inventory management can make it just a little harder than it needs to be. So finally I'm like, look, let me just put a piece here so that I can move the pieces I know I need to move. So, yeah, I think I got the king and queen confused. And see, what's frustrating is the bishop, I put the rook right where the bishop goes. Pretty sure. So I got those backwards, but it's okay. I'll figure it out in a second. Bishop goes in the last one. And then the rook goes here. And then the knight goes in its labeled box. And then the king and queen should be opposite of what I'm doing. It should be king on the left and queen on the right.
This is not my forte.
But like I said, for some reason, those two pieces look very similar to me. Okay, so swapping these two out. That's going to open the door for us and allow us to go fight the next boss, the second boss of the game.
All right, Sherry. On my way.
Okay, past the herb, we don't need it. Headed into this room so we can restore the power. Okay, over here in the corner, little mini game, trying to get the voltage into the red zone for both meters. So play around with that until you get to where you want to be. Pretty simple. Try to exit and we'll find that William says no sir or no ma'am. So this is kind of a frustrating sequence because there's nothing you can really do. You just have to run around, and occasionally he's going to hit you no matter what. It seems like, anyway. I haven't found any definitive way to avoid the claws. The best method I found is to try to circle back towards the claw at the end of the animation and then just run as far as possible. But it doesn't always work. And I think maybe one more and he's to the door? No, he's already at the door. Okay, so he's gonna come to the door. And I get myself caught on fire, of course. So once he comes through and kind of stabilizes, pop him. And of course it didn't stall him at all, but so.
Should have known you wouldn't die.
Now we're headed down the way. Don't even bother with him. Just run on through, you know. It does not matter at this moment. He might almost catch up to you, but he's not going to catch up. Even at danger, he shouldn't catch up. So now we're down here. First thing you want to do is just run over here and slam the switch. Just do it right away. And there's two ways to do this. You can try to stun him, or you can just run him around. The first few times I've beaten this, I did not stun him. I just ran him into the situation. But you absolutely can stun him, especially with as many rounds and things as we have, you know. So either way, just kind of run him around for a bit until you can hit that other switch. And once you hit that other switch, try to start unloading on him. If it doesn't work, make sure you lead him back that way. And then bam. Because after that charge, he has a wind down animation. So skip that, then we want to immediately start the next one. He's going to be coming again. Just unload some grenades and kind of move around. Same deal as before. He's pretty easy to avoid, for the most part. So, once again, pop, pop, pop occasionally. You don't want to stun him too soon, because then the thing won't hit him. So he's stunned there. I want to go ahead and hit the button. That should work. I should have enough time, especially considering he's on the other end. But if not, be ready to start hammering him. So, perfect. Okay. And that's it for William, right? Yep. Okay. So there's some ammo here. Combat knife and flash grenade, and the ammo is submachine gun ammo, I think, over here. Or maybe Magnum. Submachine gun. Okay. So then we're going to head out of here with our conveniently created bridge. Unlock this door. And now we have access to Sherry. We're going to skip the cutscene. And now we've got to take her to the cable car. Fortunately, you know, I don't know if this is a question I've had, but I've never been to this situation. In this next room where where you press the lever to pull across the walkway, I don't know if you leave zombies there, if they're still there when you're running with Sherry or not. But I kind of imagine that if there are zombies here, they're just cleared out by the game.
You're gonna be fine.
Because you can't do anything when you have Sherry. So that's my guess.
Almost there, Sherry.
So we're taking Sherry down to the cable car. She has the ID wristband, so we'll be able to get inside of it now. Obviously, if we were a little more callous, we could have left her a long time ago and just taken her wristband and headed on out to the lab. So
Okay.
we're gonna flip the switch. This is a point of no return, so if you need anything, go grab it, but you should be pretty well set if you've been doing anything that I have.
Do not exit until the final destination.
See, most of the time the broadcast quality looks like this, and it's pretty acceptable. The light levels are a little wonky, but it is a dark game. But most of the time I think this is pretty tolerable. Yeah, it's not 1080p or whatever, but this is viewable for me.
I'm getting you treatment. Just hold on, Sherry. It's okay.
Overall, I'm pretty impressed with how well connected the PS4 is to that kind of setup. And I can't believe I had no idea. I've owned my PS4 for years. But like I say, you know, taking 60 to 90 seconds to load a screenshot made me feel like it didn't have any real network capabilities. And I've had it wired before. I don't know what the deal is with that. But anyway, wait for those doors to open, and then you can bring Sherry into here. We're going to drop her off into this rest area, this little security room. Excuse me. Then we're going to head back out and go through the only door we can, which is toward the cafeteria and the restroom, the literal restroom, nap room. So we're going to come through here. There are enemies in this room. You don't need to defeat any of them, honestly. There's a couple pickups you can get, but we don't really need the ammo. So we're just going to run through here, take this route, ignore them all, and climb up the ladder. You don't need to come in that room again, so it's really irrelevant to you. Okay, we're going to take the ventilation route to the kitchen. There's some gunpowder here, if you want it. And two more items in here. Another combat knife, we don't need it. Out here, there's a fellow in armor. I felt like they didn't use this zombie model nearly as much as they could have. I only remember seeing maybe one or two of them in the game. So anyway, come in here. We're going to get that chip. We're not going to come back to this room with the power modulator, but if you do, there's a Mr. Raccoon in one of those sleeping chambers. We don't need that upgrade. We don't get the weapon. There's some flame rounds right here we should get. And that's it. We're out of here. Be ready in case there's an enemy. Sometimes I've found them out here in the hallway. I don't know how they got out there because the door requires a key card, but who knows. So maybe they slipped through at some point. I don't know when I came past. So we're going back out here to the main hall. We have our ID card, so we can now cruise across this walkway. We don't need the videotape that the dude here has because we're not interested in the story this time around. We're just trying to get some achievements at the moment. Okay, we're going to head over here to this east area, which is to our left from our perspective. Okay, so boom, using our key card here, and we are headed over. Take the walkway across. So these fellows that are in here, the Vine guys, I didn't realize this until later, but the submachine gun really does the job on them. There's some gunpowder in here and things, but right now I'm full. I'm going to move on. You come back through this room, so I'll reevaluate it then. Okay, we're going to come through here. And we've got the creepy music and these weird dudes. You can ignore that one for now. Gunpowder if you want it. Okay, this guy, we're just going to pop him full of lead, and they fall surprisingly easy to the submachine gun, especially on assisted. And then we're going to do these codes. So the first code we need is what looks like an F, pause, then Tetris F, and that's for the ladder. And the second one, oh, I think I messed this one up, but it looks like the dude in the chair, pause F, double line. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm saying that wrong. It's not pause. So dude in the chair, colon, F, pause. Okay. All right, so don't be like me and do a terrible job at remembering this. So the actual code is what? Tetris, one line, chair, one line, Tetris. Anyway, it's right there. if you need to look at it. So we're going to pick up this flash grenade. Don't do what I did and run right past the herbicide. I don't know why that I ran past the herbicide. At any rate, some people have some trouble, it looks like, with this next room. When you come back through it, I think it's pretty easy for the most part. So, especially when you're Claire, you don't have to worry about Mr. X jumping through the window. He adds a lot of pressure to that environment. So the best thing to do with Leon is to kind of take those guys out ahead of time. Though I think using the herbicide changes certain things about it. So it's best to do that after you do the herbicide. So come through here. Well, like I say, don't be like me and forget the container. I walked all the way up here and realized I didn't have the container. But no harm, no foul. It's right there. So we're going to go back and grab it. So I've got to chunk something. Probably the gunpowder, maybe? Oh no, the one ammunition there. Duh. So we're going to take this item now. I'm not sure what it dispenses to begin with. And I thought this would be a situation where we could do an A scenario, B scenario choice, but no such thing. It just kind of, it's always the same regardless, basically. So back into here, and we're going to fill up this container. And the key to this one, I like this puzzle too. The key to this puzzle is to get a little bit into one of the containers. So, and there is a certain way you can do this every time, but look right here. So fill up the maximum container, and then you can drain that container into the medium container. And then, and like I say, this is not the most efficient way to do this, but it does work. And then from the medium container, drain it into the smallest container. Now you've got some in all three containers. Move the biggest container to the left. Fill that up. Ta-da. Okay, so now we have our herbicide. And if you're reading the lore and paying attention, you'll find that we need to refrigerate and cool the herbicide before it's effective. So we're going to head back out to the greenhouse and to our newly available ladder. Blast this guy if he's in your way with your submachine gun. That should take him out relatively easily. And down the ladder we go. So like I say, don't worry about those guys right now unless you have to. I think once you use the herbicide, it changes things. Not 100% sure. So back here, there's a map, I think, and maybe some gunpowder. Map if you need it, gunpowder if you want it. Neither one we really need right now. So I'm trying to decide what I should get. I get the handgun ammo. Don't really need it. Don't really need any ammo right now. Got plenty of ammo of all kinds for the rest of the game, I think. So let's see. Coming out here, I know at some point I think there's some liquors, so I try to tread with caution, but I think they don't show up until you turn on the power, which we don't have yet. So we're going to need to go upstairs, or maybe they're right here. Yep, right here. Okay, so one pops down and another one crawls out. So pop him, and then throw one more to pop them both. But you can see the first one died in one shot for some reason. Who knows? So onward we go into the stairwell. There's a guy over here. Don't worry about him too much. I think there's one more enemy. Gonna fall down. Yep. It's moving on for now. We just need to get that power modulator up here. There's a couple guys in here too, I think. It's a note. Okay, so we need to get this modulator. We're going to get rid of the knife. We don't need it. So now we can head back downstairs at our leisure. There's some gunpowder up here if we want it.
You asshole.
Okay, back down we go. Remember that two guys are down here. There's one. No real threat. And there's number two. So pop him on the way down. And then we can head back to where we came to use the power modulator, or whatever it is. The lickers are dead, so you can just charge right in here. There are going to be some zombies here. They have animated. It's all the guys that were hanging out here before. So if you have a problem with them, just take them out. Before. You can throw a grenade into them when you first enter the room originally, while they're all laying on the ground. It'll take them out. So toy with this, get Murph, put Murph in. Boom. Okay, so now we've got power to this zone. So now we can go use the refrigeration area. So take these two guys out however you want. Like I say, we've got ammo for days, so just whatever you want to do, whatever your preference is. Don't specifically need the fire rounds for anything at this point, which is why I'm using them. This woman reanimates, so take care of her. Head on through the freezer. And we're going to cool our herbicide with our fancy machine here. It's a skippable cutscene if you want to skip it. And here we go. Back out the way we came. We defeated her, so she's no concern. Keep an eye out when you exit this room right here, though, because if you didn't defeat all of those enemies, they may be hanging out near the door. So head on back through. We're going to go up the stairwell. There's going to be one of those Ivy guys here now, on like the second or third story. So just be ready for that. There he is. Okay, so he's gone. That's one of the dudes from earlier. So we're just going to take those guys out and head on through. Bye. Same thing here. If you didn't completely take these guys out, they may be here. But, you know, it's one of those things where they're not a real big threat. So, I mean, either take them out or don't on the first time. They'll still be here, you know. So, moving on. And really, it's probably quicker to take the ladder back up. But, I'd say they're about the same, honestly. Came over here, I think, for the gunpowder. Yep. Okay, so like I said, I didn't get it when I first came through here, but I know you come through here 2 or 3 times, so try to think about that. If you're coming through an area again, you don't necessarily need to go and get the item. The dude that was in the air suspended has fallen down. This guy might be back. Just keep the submachine gun ready. There should be a guy in here. Oh, it's afterwards. So go ahead and put in the herbicide. That's going to kill plant 43.
Dispensing solution now.
So now head out here. If you want to go ahead and take these guys out, do it. I find often enough you can just get past them. So head over here, grab the wristband. That'll cause them to reanimate. A lot of areas in this game is all about how quick you start going. So head on out of there. And a lot of times you can get past them as they're animating up. So him, no problem. Past him. And then we're out of here. There's a guy in here. If you switch to the left, you'll miss him, but I was just too close. So drop a grenade in his mouth and then just carry on. Watch out for the guys out here, if they're still here. The one over here will be, because he's not dead. Okay, you can defeat him earlier if you want, while he's hanging from the ceiling. Doesn't matter, it's up to you. So stun him, kill him, it doesn't matter. Move on. A little bit of lore at that umbrella desk if you want to read it. Then head on back through and we're done with the east section. Now all that remains is the, is it the west? Or north? We'll find out in a second, but it's to your left, again, once you're entering west area, the west area. The only one that you haven't accessed yet. So come over there. We're going to use our upgraded key card to get across. And we are almost done with our 14,000 steps and no item box and no recovery achievements. So far, so good. So we're going to head in here. There's a grenade right there if you want it. Not that, but the grenade. I keep trying to pick it up, but I was going for the cassette. So, grenade if you want it. I can't carry it. I want to turn on the power here. Same deal. OSS. So, boom. Just like that. Easy peasy. Once again, nothing to that, but I like those kind of little mini games. The filling the vial and using the power device. I like that they're simple, but interesting enough to do them each time, but not complicated enough to drive you crazy. Okay, there's some more gunpowder there if you want it. You can always get it on the way back as well. I think I went for submachine gun ammo here because I don't have even a full box. I thought for sure this was going to be a Resident Evil movie reference in that room, but it wasn't. The first time through, I walked through it so slowly thinking something was going to happen, but it's just a basic decontamination room. So there's a save room over there, I think. We don't need it. We're going to go over here and immediately try to access this. She doesn't have the item, so you get to see a cutscene, and she gets it anyway because the pendant Sherry had. So you might check that room if you want. I think maybe gunpowder or something, but we shouldn't really need it at this point. So get your grenade launcher ready, cross there, so we have this, and bam, we're fighting William. So this is actually where I died the only time in this run because I made a mistake. So right here, and it's a dumb mistake too, really, honestly. So he goes to pick this thing up, and I'm thinking, okay, I'll stand behind this because there's no way he can clip through that entire thing, right? Wrong, it clips through and damages you. I really didn't think it would work that way. Another thing, so acid rounds are super important for this battle. It's an auto stun on William. So anytime he's coming after you or whatever, just drop an acid round on him and he will be stopped in his tracks. So try to keep that thing loaded if you can, if at all possible, because you want to tag him with that and then pop him with your firearm. Pistol is fine. Anything is fine. See, just like that, stunned. Easy as pie. And then grab that other eye. A lot of times I like to leave the back eye for last, so if he's trying to, and there's my death, so I'm just gonna leave that in here. It happens. It's the only death I ended up getting on this run, and it's really all because I thought that barrier would protect me from the projectile, and I was really wrong about that. So don't do what I did. But it's really an easy boss fight. Honestly, all the boss fights are pretty easy in this game, but they're enjoyable. So this is the third version of William, I guess, because we've got the 1, 2, the crane. So this, yeah, must be the third version, I guess. So, all right, let's do this again. Start out with the acid rounds, right? Pop over to the pistol to bust the eyes, because he's stunned for a significant amount of time with the acid. So it really is your trump card in this situation. So pop. I'm kind of torn between instantly reloading and instantly getting damaged because I want to be able to switch to that grenade launcher and put a stop to him no matter what the situation is. So it just depends. Right here I've only got one eye left, so I decided to use the time to dash around and get it, or try to. I do a really terrible job. So switching back out, reloading, pop. Back around the side, use that running to reload, and then, because I can't shoot him from there anyway. So now we've got the eye open, we're going to use our high-powered rounds, right? Boom, 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 boom. You don't need to, but why not? So here he is, he's pretty upset. Once his animations are over, boom, we can stun him again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Miss, miss, miss. So reload. Looks like he's about to charge or something. Oh, okay. So he's mutated now. He's got the eyeballs open in the center. He's gonna go pick up that center column now, which we can pretty easily avoid. I'm just lobbing arrow or acid rounds it in, why not? So it's gonna throw that out in the center. And then we're still just gonna keep pounding on him here. Just try to get that center zone. Keep him back, he's gonna do that. There we go. So, nothing to it. And there's a lot of pickups down here if you need it. I mean, there's probably like 50 or 100 handgun. It just depends. If you need it, get it. But I don't need any of that right now. There's also grenades and things down here. There's all kind of good stuff. So come back through here. If you needed that gunpowder, you could get it now. We don't need it. We're going to carry on. We've got to take this antiviral agent back to Sherry. So that's where we are headed right now. So back across here and back into the north area from which we entered the zone. And we are almost done. We have one more fight, one more section to run through, and one more boss fight. So here's Sherry. We're going to skip the cutscene. She's feeling a lot better now. She's going to come with us. So we've got our final upgrade, and here we go.
I don't want to rush you, but we have to go.
So we can hear the overhead announcer talking about a self-destruct. So Leon's in the process of doing whatever he's doing at the story right now. This is the part that doesn't make sense, you know, because if you go fight William and leave, then what's Leon doing?
Get the hell out of here.
You know, does he get the virus or what? Is he just kind of fumbling around down here? What exactly is going on, and how does it synchronize? They can argue that this happened after Claire went down the elevator, right? The Ada interaction, but to me, it doesn't make sense. Like I say, it's one of the areas that could have used a little more refinement. The A and B scenario situation, I think with a little more work, they could have made it
Claire?
pretty elegant.
Yeah?
But
Thank you.
this is where we're at with things, so it is what it is. I still think it's really enjoyable, regardless of the small
Really glad I
gripes and complaints that I've got about the inconsistencies.
Get you out of this place.
It's just one of those things you kind of have to look past. It is a game after all, and humans are fallible, right? So down we go, and then we have, I think, oh, that happens later, okay. You can get a combat knife if you want it, then we're gonna keep on moving. Save point here, but we don't need it, nor the item box, because we're not using either one right now. You could use the save. There's no reason you can't use saves. Even on S+, the only limit is you're trying to do it in less than 3 saves or less, so there is really no mode in here that requires you to not save. So the detonation is going. You can run past these guys, both of them. The third guy you can also run past, so you don't even need to engage. Just head on out, go through here, then go down the ladder. And also, if we're quick enough, we'll get the achievement for having 5 or 4 minutes remaining while fighting G's final form, William's final form. So we can get that one too, if we're quick. So, over here to the door, she's gonna start to open it. You can come over here and get some ammo. I went to trigger the door first because it wastes time otherwise. You have all this time in between before the enemy spawns. So then you're just kind of chilling, and you're gonna get 2 Ivy guys dropping in on you. So defeat that first one. Another one's gonna drop down. Need about 30 more seconds for Sherry to open the door, so
Minutes until detonation.
I was trying to see if she would open it in time, and I think she kind of does. So see, very close. He basically has just enough time to wander over to you if you did nothing. So, and I love how the self-destruct sequence initiates, and everything just catches on fire and blows up. I mean, I'm sure that's how it was designed. So kill this dude, he's weak, he's on fire already. Run across here. She'll ask if Sherry's right behind her. She's clearly way back there, but hell with it. Here's the train, and we have to defeat William in 4 minutes or less to get that achievement, which I think I've already gotten before this run, but still, something you could try to throw in there too. So come up here, you have to have 2 inventory slots open to get the, whatchamacallit. And you can't get rid of the key because it's a key item, so just decide what you're going to get rid of. Or combine, whatever. So pick up the spark plug or joint plug, skip the cutscene. Now we need to head back to the control room here, or to the control room for the first time rather. We're going to put that plug in. And I think we get a scene. Yep, cutscene we can skip. Then we're going to grab the minigun. Okay, this is going to make it easy. So on assisted mode, you can kill them exclusively with the minigun. I don't know about the other modes, but just start unloading on those eyes right away. Make your way to the side of the train. The train is your environmental protection here. So come over here to the side. Just kind of see he's already charging, so he can't get you there. So after he charges, he's kind of stunned for a bit. You can use that to your advantage, unlike I did, but use that. Most importantly is just kind of hug the train, and if he gets too close, go to the other side of the train and get some more distance. He's too big and unwieldy to make these corners as well and effectively as you are, so. Here he goes climbing up the wall. You can stop him with an explosive. It really doesn't matter. Maybe on another difficulty it would be more relevant, but he's going to jump on top of the train. Sometimes he attempts to jump towards you, so just keep an eye on him. He can't land in the corners though, so just plan appropriately for that. Don't stand out in the wide open spot. So we knocked him off here with the minigun. We're going to come back over and just keep punishing him with it. And soon he should morph into his crawling form. Here he goes trying to charge again, but we're using the train to our advantage. He can't make 90-degree turns when he's in that mode, so just keep pounding away with the minigun. And here he goes, I think, transforming into his other form, maybe? Yep. So now he's just going to kind of crawl to you for the rest of the match. We've still got 2 minutes to defeat him, so plenty of time to get that achievement as well. And just pop, 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 and there he goes. And that's that. So that's the end of the game. We did it right at 2 hours. Right under 2 hours. So even, you know, so we got the S+ rank, which doesn't matter on assisted mode. Main thing is we were going for no recovery items, no item boxes. That's an interesting graphical error there on the screen. I guess it's blocking out my achievements, but yeah, we got all 3 here. No recovery items, no item box, and less than 14,000 steps. And if you hadn't gotten the Birkin one on the boss fight, I'm guessing it doesn't matter what mode it's on, you would get that one as well. So that's all 3 of those achievements. We got it in less than 2 hours. We did a quick run. You can do this on other modes, but if you're trying not to use the healing items, you're really just better off doing assisted mode. It's just a pain in the butt. Now, obviously you could restart and save as many times as you want on this mode trying to get these achievements, because it's just the item box and the healing you have to avoid. So you could take your time, you could do this any other way, but this is just one of the ways you could do it, because you could obviously save your game every time. Then if you get hurt or damaged too much, you would just reload. But there it is. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm always looking for feedback. Let me know what you thought and if you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.